What's up, y'all? It's your boy George the Weatherman, and welcome back to another video. And today, I know I haven't posted anything in a while, so I did a little post yesterday on the whatever you call it, but just sends a couple pictures what is going to happen. So let's get right to it. Also, if you're new to this channel, please hit that like button and subscribe to this channel, to my channel, as you say. So, hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's get right to it. So, we do have a system that has came out of Africa like a few days ago, and it's kind of like disorganized thunderstorms, but will rotate as soon as possible, and it will become Gabrielle or Gabrielle, whatever you call it. It's still the same, it might pronounce the same, but it is gonna go through some warm waters and ocean heat content. And anyways, we do have some lot of convection, and the Gulf has just rose up a lot. So we're gonna look up in where the Gulf and the Caribbean is. There's nothing in the Caribbean, and there is more, and it's a lot to say that it is, at least there's a lot of convection. So as you know, we do have a lot of convection around the Gulf and the Caribbean a little bit, and the Bahamas. It is due to quite some there is a little rotation in this whole area, so just gotta keep an eye on that. Could be a possible tropical depression or tropical storm. Oh, sorry guys, I changed my mind. It may not be a tropical storm. It may be a possible tropical depression. If it keeps rotating, probably just organized thunderstorms, but nothing harmful impact. Just some rainfall, even possible some wind, but nothing in the Caribbean. But I'm gonna say there will be something in the Caribbean. If any system that goes through there, this is gonna be a big problem. And as you know, it's because the ocean heat content is insane. Because really, this is out of chart, but we're at the Miami University site, as you know. Shout out to that, because this is quite high quality, as you know. But as you know, we there is a system I said earlier, it's coming to Africa. It is disorganized thunderstorms because it's not moving towards it is going to move towards the ocean heat on stuff, but almost not there. Once it gets to the green, it will likely become a tropical depression, tropical storm, maybe. But for the ones or no in the lesser Antilles, in the Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and stuff. But just keep an eye on looking at that, because maybe I should say that too. So, and what else? So there is a lot of hot temperatures, and with the yellow and the orange, that is in mid ocean heat content. And I have to say, this is gonna be something like Aaron if possible. There is some models we're gonna see as 6Z, but 6Z is gonna be quietly, as we know. This is why, because this shows a tropical depression already. Okay, this is 6Z. Okay, so this will be a tropical storm, tropical depression by the MDR. Somehow it's just weakening and strengthening. I want to find out what that is. So there is shear putting on the system, and it's kind of weakening and strengthening, as you know. So you know that this is quite. I know some of y'all are wondering why it is not going to go like what Aaron did. We do have two high pressures come together, and it will block its path where it's supposed to go like Aaron, but it came more toward the west, as you know. For some of y'all know, we're going to do due to the velocity. We have a high pressure that is going from the Azores to the west, and it's retracting about the Azores, and now another front's coming in. We have two high pressures coming together. We do have a tut in the low pressure system about southern of the Greenlands. There is a tut, but I don't know. It is unlikely it could not be pulling out, because they have pressures moving more faster and stronger. We'll see some tropical storm or possible hurricane force winds or I mean impacts maybe, but it is now a Category 1 hurricane when it starts trying to go to the northeast, but it gets blocked by the high pressure, and it is strengthening to like a Category 2 or like almost possible or likely to be a Category 3 major hurricane for a minute, and it starts going to like the north, maybe west eastern area, and it starts expanding for some reason. That's because there's a lot of ocean heat and the sea temperatures, you should know. My gosh, it went from this small at 288 hours to 354 hours as in the 17th. For the 15th, 2 days later, I know this is just a model, we know it's going to happen or not, but anyways, this is going to be a big problem, and it starts stalling around between the Bermuda area and the North Carolina, I'm sorry, where like Kitty Hawk and stuff, where the impacts I had from Aaron. Aaron had some storm surge impact for coastal flooding. These homes were kind of a bit flooded and destroyed. Some of them survived. But what is going on with that area? As you know, we do have a random area by the Bermuda area, the eastern of Bermuda. There's a system that is exploding somehow for a bit. Probably that'll be Gabrielle. I should know. Should have cut this part, but I have to say my typing is pretty good. But it will be Humberto. Humberto could be possibly be our next name storm if it starts doing something like that. Well, that's not the trend actually, but and there's another system, a small system by the Azores. That might not be likely happening, but somewhere by the central and the Atlantic or the U.S. coast or the eastern coast, that would be possible. We do have another low pressure system coming to Africa. It might do not anything is possible, but just looking at a couple of low pressures by the southern and the Gulf of America. I was gonna say Gulf of Mexico. That type of history has been for like years now, decades, centuries, but as you know, we're gonna look at zero Z. As you know, zero Z is putting some effort on this one, like a tropical storm maybe to our low grade hurricane. It will go eastern now. This one shows it could go eastern. A close call for Bermuda maybe. We'll go northeastern for like Aaron did, but unfortunately the high pressure is really going, and it somehow it goes through a loop, then it goes northeastern. So that's probably a trend or not, but I don't believe so because there has to be timing. And there's this tut from the low pressure system 993 millibars by the southern of Greenland, and there is a tut right there. So it is trying to pull itself, but the other high pressure from Canada is putting down here. And then there's another little Canada front, as you know, then it's pushing it away now. But it's not only that Gabrielle is going to form, but we do have a system, as you know, Lorena. And we have Kilo. I don't know why I said that one, but so Kilo is gonna go be forming to the west, where it's gonna directly hit Hawaii, but not really likely, but pretty strong hurricane. But we have Lorena trying to form by the closer the southwestern of Mexico, It will kind of be trying to form that type of path like Hillary did, but it was more southern. But I could say it will likely hit part of Mexico. I think it was from Odie, major hurricane Odie, hitting the part of Mexico area. I think it was back in 2013. I think. Yeah, I think it's 2013. We're looking for the 850 millibar winds. Mexico sees some tropical storm force winds now, so tropical force winds in Mexico area, and it will likely putting a boundary in the Gulf, like right here. You probably don't see it, but it will do whatever it's gonna do. I don't know. Maybe we're not gonna see a little pressure system coming at and from the Texas to the Gulf to Florida, but that's possible. But yeah, Hurricane Kiko. I think it's a major hurricane now. 973. No, I'm sorry. This is probably a category 2, low grade category 2 hurricane. This thing has a defined eye, I bet. So okay, so it's likely that Kiko can be a major hurricane. So I knew I was gonna say it wasn't gonna be a major hurricane, but this thing can actually strengthen now. I understand now. So Kiko, it is not a Category 2 hurricane. It will likely be a major hurricane for a little bit, and then it starts weakening. And like this outlier will be a Category 2, not like to be a Category 3. A lot outliers mean it will not happen, but I would give it to Weatherman Plus. You subscribe. You go subscribe to his channel. He's a really good man. Just like for other weathermen like WX Norzario, how you pronounce it, David Slosher, and the other reporters, they do pretty well. But as we know, do have some spaghetti models. We do got 2 outliers. One could go northwest. It could go west and the south. So we do have these spaghetti models could likely hit Hawaii. I think the last time it hit Hawaii was probably a few months ago. I don't really want to talk about that, but y'all, I hope you enjoy this video and hit that like button. One little thing real quick, and I'll be in the video. Hope you enjoy. So, what you see, like almost the high 80 degrees. It's kind of like a hot tub, you know. So any storm that hits like Cuba or the 31 Celsius degrees Celsius, it will be a big problem. Even the ocean heat content. My oh boy, this is gonna be like a Star Wars movie, if you think I'm trying to say, but it's always so hot in Florida, but probably Florida could get cool temperatures maybe about October, early November maybe, but that's not possibly to say. But so hope you guys enjoy. Hit that like button. You enjoy this video. Peace out, y'all.